26-year-old man who posed as Lincoln High School student accused of sex crimes. So this man, um, 26-year-old Zachary Scheich or Sheikh, I don't know, attended 54 days of class at Northwest and Southeast high schools last semester, according to Assistant Police Chief Brian Jackson. He used the pseudonym Zach Hess, and during an investigation that began on June 1, police discovered his true identity. I've been in the district for 10 years, and this is the first time that I can remember something like this happening, said Lincoln Public Schools Director of Security Joe Wright. Scheich, who is 5'4" and 120 pounds. Google that for me real quick. How much is 120 pounds in kg? Graduated from Lincoln Public Schools in 2015. And Jackson said he
54
blended it.
kg.
54 kg. So he's 5'4" and 54 kg. So you can kind of
small.
You can see, and I have a picture of him. I'll put it here now. I guess you can kind of see how he can blend in into high school.
Yeah.
But you know, a lot of people some people, you know, when you watch it in movies and stuff like that, you see like these people go into high school and stuff like that. It's to like relive, you know what I'm saying? Relive that part of their life. This guy was on some, I was gonna use the F word, but he was on some nonsense. We'll just say that. He was on some tomfoolery. He was on a tomfoolery nonsense. And he blended within the other students. Scheich was arrested earlier Thursday at a library. He has been charged with 2 counts of sexual assault using an electronic device. I don't actually know what that means. And sex trafficking a minor. And that's it, really. An investigation is ongoing, and anyone with information is asked to call the police. 402-441-6000. 402-441-6000. Or Crime Stoppers at 402-475-3600. I don't know.
That's so stupid to me. I don't like. There's some crimes that I hear, and I'm like, you went to a school, and you pretended to be a kid in the school, and you stayed there for a whole like 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months. Yeah.
Were you trying to get caught? Like,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what but the most serious part of it is the trafficking part. Like obviously the other one, I don't know what sexual assault using an electronic device is. I don't know if that means he maybe got a number from one of the students and they've been like chatting and all that stuff and sending pictures and videos and whatnot, or if he's actually been with one of them and he's like videoed them and whatnot. I don't know what that means and whatnot. But the other part of it too is sex trafficking a minor. That's serious. Like sex trafficking. Like, let me just Google what that means for the people real quick, like so I don't mess it up and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It's the crime of using force, fraud, or coercion to induce another individual to sell sex. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And that's, I mean, I don't know if they were in touch with anyone before. How was it? 54 days, you said?
Yeah, 54 days.
Within 54 days, and I'm assuming that it was all within that time, they were able to, sexually assault 2 people?
Yeah.
And also
sex
traffic another one.
Yeah.
Within 54 days. And if it was within those 54 days, that, you know, that's so scary to me in terms of how vulnerable like kids are, because they're high school, right? They're still kids, you know.
Yeah.
There's still that level of vulnerability, although they're older than like primary school. That's so scary. Like people are so, you know, kids, like you have to be so careful around kids, what they do and so on, because it's I think they say that there's like I don't know, it's kind of a joke, but it's not a joke, but you know, like people who have like daddy issues, is what they say.
Yeah.
You know, or you have daddy issues, so you know, like
they're much more vulnerable.
They're more vulnerable. They're looking for someone,
a male figure.
Yeah, male figure. Yeah, and you know, if that male figure, if what they need is that male figure to if what the male figure needs is sex or other things, then
They're
that's
more
what
likely to
they give
obey.
them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um.
And the thing is too, as a
Yeah.
26-year-old man, regardless of his he is like, he has experience. See what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like he has more he has a much higher level of awareness when it comes to what to say, how to adapt, what to do
How
when it
to
comes to this
influence
stuff.
people and so
Exactly.
on.
Precisely.
Mm.
Because if I went to if I went to secondary school right now, and first of all, I couldn't get away with it. But if I did, like, I know how, like, bro, like, respectfully and not in an arrogant way, I know how to talk. Like, I'm very good with words. I'm very flowery with words. You don't think I can convince a 15-year-old girl certain things? Like, I'm good with words. And then like you know what I'm saying. So it's very easy to go back into that time because you have experience and whatnot. Once you've dealt with it like at a much adult stage, you can do it
Mm.
at the thing.
Yeah.
I have this slight sneaky suspicion too, where he's just like 5'4", 120 pounds. I think he kind of just went into the real world and just saw and real like I think like his life wasn't going according to
Mm.
plan in what he had planned in his head, being that
Yeah.
build, and so he kind of just went with the other side of the spectrum rather than try and be stronger and be competent and dangerous and be powerful. He decided to be weak. So
You know what else comes to mind? And this is even more prevalent than what's happened now. Gangs.
the way
Like,
they
yeah, like
solicit
most people start in a gang from
a young age.
a young age, like high school,
Yeah,
even primary school at
yeah,
times, because they're so easy to influence. Like if I
yeah,
am a 35-year-old guy who's experienced life,
yeah.
I have a lot of experience. I can talk to someone and I can be
Easily,
like, "Yo, you're my little brother, basically. Come join me. You want some money?" Like it's easy.
it's easy. It's super easy. It's not that difficult at
Mm.
all. And before it used to
Yeah.
just be like when I was younger, it was like, how do you guys fall into that type of stuff? Like, it's not even like, how do you not have that level of discernment? But then you grow
Mm.
up and you're just like, actually, you have to learn that level of discernment. You don't
Yeah.
just have it. Some people just don't have it like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you come
Some
from
people were lucky. Go on.
exactly when you come from a background of like where you haven't really needed that level of discernment, then you don't
Mm-mm.
develop it at an early age, and so you know what I'm saying. Like it's more difficult.
Yeah. Some people were lucky not to have any opportunities. Some people were unlucky to have more opportunities than others.
Right.
Like I was
So
lucky in school not to have many people come to me and be like, "Hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that?" Um, like the other people, they had a lot of those influences around them, and they had a
right,
lot of chances to get into bad things.
right, right.
I remember someone in school, such a cool guy, so quiet and like i- i- like yeah, just one of those kids you never would have expected to get into any of that, and like got involved in stuff.
We know someone in school, Camille. I don't know. I don't know if you ever heard the news and whatnot. Who's now in the register.
No, I don't think so.
I'm not.
I can't recall anyone.
I'm not gonna say the name. And I'm not even gonna talk about it too much. But he's in the like he's in the red. You know what I'm saying? You know, you guys know what I'm talking about when I say the register. Like he's registered.
Uh-huh.
In that book. So you
I
just
mean,
let
that's mad to think someone
that
that we
we
know
knew.
would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like he was actually a really cool guy at some point too. Like he was funny, he was cool and whatnot. And he might still be. It's just that sort of that part of you now. It's just kind of like it's hard to look past that.
Mm.
But anyway,
Hmm.
to these girls and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Like thoughts and prayers. I hope you guys are surrounded by people
Yeah,
who are able to take care of you
Yeah.
and support you through this what's the word I want to say? Journey
yeah,
and
man.
whatnot. So good luck with all of that.
So
Um,
sad, so traumatic, man. Best of luck to them to have gone through something in what should have been a safe environment.
right,
Um,
right.
yeah, you know.
So Before we move on to the